Hello, I am demonstrating a custom shell terminal for Linux. Um, this is my main code. I followed a tutorial on YouTube to get most of this. Um, the parts that I needed help with was doing our sniff. So sniff right here is our network sniffer. It's going to be looking for network packets, logging them, auditing them, and informing us, the user, what is being sent over the network. Um, I also have a feature of a Morse code encoder and decoder. So here's sniff. It required a lot of these PCAP libraries, Ethernet port libraries, different kind of protocol libraries. This is all something that is still pretty new to me, so as a way to better kind of educate myself, learn, and do a project with network sniffing and packet analysis, I thought it would be really interesting to incorporate that with this custom terminal. So I did try to code it, like comment it out as I'm studying, but there's still certain things like there's certain definitions I'm still wanting to learn more about, such as like header or like IPv4. The Morse code stuff is pretty simple. I found this table on Stack Overflow, and then basically it just takes in the user input, and then you know, caps lock or lowercase doesn't really matter. And then you're going to, there's a decode function, so it takes regular Latin characters separated by a forward slash and then turns it into Morse. And then we have the encode where you can put in your Morse code and it'll bring it back to Latin based characters. And then this is my twin header. Um, this one's very simple. It was part of the tutorial that I found on YouTube, just like that most of this was. And in here we have some colors because I wanted some fun, interesting colors in my terminal text. And then this is our get current working directory. That's basically like how this is in my regular Linux terminal. We have this showing before the command line prompt. Here we have where we can prompt the actual user to put their text. My header for the terminal, so when it launches we'll see that. And then one thing that I wanted to add that was a little bit difficult was trying to figure out how to have my history tab. So just like in this, you can up and down arrow keys and you see your command line history. Well, that wasn't just something that was inherent when we forked the shell, and so it had to be added. This shows up to the last 1,000 commands and saves them, and that way they can be tabbed through. So, oh, and one thing here is I had to actually link my sniff.h to my seminar 1 code. This was actually really, really important to do. None of this would work without this. And then this was also part of how I compiled everything for my twin terminal program here. So if you want to see it like actually get started, we can remove twin terminal and then we can recompile it right now. So I like to do this just to make sure, like every time I was making edits, I would have a clean uh, compiled makefile. So I'll just remove it and you can see it disappear from over here. And then the compile command for this is right here. So I can change this to twin terminal. This is going to be the name of your file. So GCC, because we're compiling, this was really important. This was really important. This is really important, especially these are all the considerations I had to add because of the PCAP stuff. So there is like a little bit of a rabbit hole to go down here. But in the meantime, I just kind of took what was available on the internet. So I'm compiling a seminar and we have all these things. We're doing the readline, the history, we have info, PCAP, and then the name of the file right here. So go ahead and enter. I don't really worry about these warnings. It seems to work just fine without it. So I want to launch this now as sudo dot / name of your file. So here's twin terminal. And enter your password because we were in sudo. You need to do sudo for the PCAP. So now we're in. And what's cool is you can see our header that we made, and then this is our twins. I wish I could like zoom in on this, but you can see our little twin emojis, and then the user directory is right here, and then the prompt right here. So now we know we're here. If you want to see all the commands that we have, you can type in help. So here, twin shell. It's going to show you the help menu with all the commands. Launch is going to be a launchpad feature we added. Exit to quit the shell. Close is also an alias for exit. Sniff is our capture packet network sniffer feature. So the way that you use this is you'll do sniff and then you'll choose your interface. So your interface could be something, it's either Ethernet, it's going to be loopback, or your Wi-Fi. And then you do count how many packets that you want to get. This is what protocol you're using. So it could be like TCP, UDP, ICMP. Those are what that is. And then next command we have Morse, translate to Morse code, and then Morse decode from Morse code. So let's get started, I guess, with the fun stuff. So we have launch. Go ahead and do that. Click here to see more information on Twin Terminal. Go ahead and click that. Open. And then, ha 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 ha. Okay, so just like a little Rickroll, just want something like fun in here, like a little bit of a meme. So then the next thing we have on here is exit. I'm not going to do that just because this is what we're working in. And then we can try and do some capture the packets. So I am on Wi-Fi right now on WLAN. So let's just start with sniff Ethernet. Well, you can see what we have here. So IP is our network connections and their statuses. BR for brief, and then link. And we got, let's get this off of here. Okay, so this is our loopback. This is communication within the Pi to the Pi. Ethernet, this is things that are going across a like Cat5 cable on the internet. And then WLAN is our Wi-Fi. So here, now that we have that, you'll see that if you do sniff Ethernet, I don't have anything connected, so you'll get this error message. Then if you want to do sniff loopback, maybe like just 2 of them. There we go. We get these. You see that this is the processes communicating amongst each other and the length of them. Then if you want to see what's on the Wi-Fi, we have like WLAN. Let's just do like 1. Sometimes this takes a while. And then how about TCP port 80? 80 is HTTP. So let that go. And then what I'll do is like refresh something on my host computer, and that seems to actually make it go faster. I'm not sure if that's what we like, if that has anything to do with it, but it just seems like some data is going across, and there we go. But while that's going, we can look at some other some other features. Oops, twin terminal. Oh, look, there it is. Okay, so here, because we did one of them, it is my Raspberry Pi here communicating with, actually I think this might be the other way around. I think this is my laptop communicating with the Raspberry Pi right here. And then, I guess I don't really need this anymore. Okay, so help. What else do we got? So we did sniff. Oh, you want to see some Morse code. So if you want to say like Morse, let's see. I go to Cal Poly Pomona, so we can say like go Broncos. So caps locks, like I said, doesn't really matter. You want to celebrate all of your words with a forward slash. So there we go. And there it is. Our Morse code in dots and dashes. GOBRONCOS. I guess which ones would be the space? I'm not that good at Morse code, but if the decode should be the same thing. So if we copy that and then we type in Morse decode, there we go. We got Go Broncos right here. I think that's everything. You can see our history if we tab up and down. The thing that we added is originally this didn't fork over like this pipeline symbol. So if you want to do something like, so if you're looking for LSOF grep TTY and it has something with the pipeline symbol, you want that to still work. So here we got it. One thing about this originally was in our tokenizer. So this is what looks at the command line input and sees what every argument is. It was recognizing this as like an individual argument, which it isn't. It's like a actual symbol that Linux uses for pipelining. So that I think is all of the demonstration I have for this custom shell.